Want my latest market insights? My latest report, Recession Risk Just Got Pulled Forward, is now available. Scan this QR code or click on the link in the description.
The upside is still not very expensive. That's not to say that we are going to go up. I feel that we will, but it doesn't mean that anything in particular is going to happen. But when we start to layer our little bits of edge and insight into everything we do, it's always nice to have cheap upside if you want to play that. That gets me a little more excited about that. But so far, it's the AI melt up, it's rates coming down, its economic numbers are okay. So, I mean, this is an environment where it's hard to really get too bearish at this point for stocks. And I think here we are. I mean, we do have some things. It's kind of interesting to see that it's almost, I don't know if it's just late summer liquidity, but we get these starts and stops. I mean, outside of an Oracle or a Google that are just kind of horse out of the barn a little bit, we are having these nice big moves and then filling right back in again in many names. So we are not quite in the full melt up mode. Corporate buybacks have really tailed off. You've been watching some of those, I'm sure, Samantha. Corporate buyback numbers lower than last year. And they're kind of, we know those systematic types of strategies, the vol targeting, the CTAs and all that. Nobody's really kind of forcing. So if investors are kind of looking for those emotionless types of things like corporate buybacks, like these other things that are buying or selling at certain times, they kind of look for those to kind of start the ball rolling and then the investors jump on board. If those don't continue or they don't exist, then the investors are kind of waiting and the momentum doesn't get going. So we're at a point where earnings are over. We're waiting for FOMC. And then earnings season is going to be big again. Last season was quite good, despite all expectations to the contrary. We're going to see probably some of those problems that you've been mentioning over the last few weeks, that we're going to probably see a little bit of softness from the pull forward earlier and all that. So they're not yet ready to push this market to 7,000. And so we just need that catalyst.
It's hell bent on 6666.
Yes.
Remember that? That was the title of my client post when we did a webinar where it was like, okay, the market's still hell bent on 6666. We're obviously a lot closer to getting there with very little in the way of pause. We had some July 31st end of month shake and bake. We had August 15th through the 20th shake and bake. And then even in last few weeks, we've been talking about NVIDIA post earnings. Just did a short on that in the YouTube channel that it was basically down and then chop and then pop back up for both NASDAQ and NVIDIA. And obviously Oracle and PPI were the reason for the season this week, but it was still in the cards as it relates to the option flow. So as it relates to buybacks, just to comment on that, we have 914 is where we have the expectation of that kind of 1.5 billion a day of mechanical support ends. And then Nomura was out today saying 75% of SPX in blackout by October 6th. But the most important is the 75% of the market cap, which is the Mag 10. Avgo is obviously part of that Mag 10. It doesn't go into blackout until October 2nd. So in the meantime, I still see that just what yesterday JP Morgan came out and warned clients, buy the rumor, sell the news of a rate cut into September. So everyone has the same expectation. We're going to kind of be gripped until the FOMC on the next Wednesday, 17th, and then end of the month, options expiration on the 19th. That's more typical of when we will get some more chop.
Join Samantha and Hans at the next Macro to Micro Options Power Hour, held each Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Registration is free. Scan this QR code or click on the link in the description. Watch the full Options Macro to Micro Power Hour episode by clicking on the video here and subscribe to LaDucTrading YouTube channel for more content.